In the words of renowned author Thomas Harris, serial killers do on a small scale what governments do on a large one. They are a product of our times, and these are bloodthirsty times. Welcome to the chilling world of serial killers. These individuals are not mere criminals, but rather, they are predators who blend seamlessly into society. What sets them apart is their chilling ability to commit heinous acts repeatedly, driven by a complex web of psychological triggers. From the eerie silence of their planning to the ruthless execution of their crimes, their actions remain a haunting testament to the darker corners of the human psyche. So brace yourselves, as we delve into the dark, twisted minds of some of history's most notorious serial killers. Our first stop on this macabre timeline is 1888 London, with the infamous unidentified killer, Jack the Ripper. Few names in history stir such immediate and chilling recognition. Over a span of mere months, Jack the Ripper perpetrated a series of gruesome murders, targeting women in the city's poverty-stricken Whitechapel district. His victims were brutally mutilated, sparking widespread terror and catapulting the Ripper into the annals of criminal infamy. The mysterious nature of his identity, shrouded in uncertainty to this day, further fuels our collective fascination and dread. His crimes, horrifying as they were, forced society to confront the darkness lurking in its midst. Though the Ripper's identity remains unknown, his reign of terror set the stage for the future of serial murders. Fast forward to the 20th century, a period that witnessed some of the most brutal and notorious serial killers. First, let's delve into the dark world of Jeffrey Dahmer, also known as the Milwaukee Cannibal. Dahmer's reign of terror lasted for 13 long years, from 1978 to 1991. His victims, 17 young men and boys, were not just murdered, but subjected to horrific acts of mutilation and necrophilia. Dahmer's chilling methods and complete lack of remorse sent waves of fear across America until his capture in 1991. Next, we cross the Atlantic to England, where Harold Shipman, dubbed Dr. Death, committed his heinous acts. A trusted general practitioner turned serial killer, Shipman is believed to have killed over 200 patients over a span of 23 years. His weapon of choice? A lethal dose of diamorphine. It was only in 1998 that his murderous spree was finally brought to an end. Back in America, we meet John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown. His jovial exterior concealed a monstrous predator who preyed on young boys. From 1972 to 1978, Gacy tortured, sexually assaulted, and murdered 33 young men, burying many of them under his own house. His capture in 1978 exposed the twisted monster beneath the friendly facade. Finally, we turn back the clock to the late 19th century with H.H. Holmes, America's first documented serial killer. Holmes's murder castle in Chicago was a gruesome testament to his ingenuity in crime. With his complex maze of death rooms, Holmes is believed to have killed between 27 to 200 people, predominantly during the World's Columbian Exposition in 1893. These men, with their heinous acts, shook the world and changed the way we view crime. Their twisted minds and monstrous actions serve as a chilling reminder of the darkest corners of human nature. As we move into more recent times, the names Pedro Lopez and Ted Bundy surface, leaving a chilling imprint on the world. Born in Colombia, Pedro Lopez, also known as the Monster of the Andes, is believed to have claimed the lives of more than 300 girls across South America during the 70s and 80s. His reign of terror spanned across Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, exploiting the vulnerability of young girls and leaving communities in paralyzing fear. Meanwhile, the United States was grappling with its own monster, Ted Bundy. Bundy's charm and good looks belied a horrifying truth. During the 70s, he kidnapped, raped, and murdered more than 30 young women across 7 states. He was a master manipulator, often feigning injury to lure his victims, before brutally taking their lives. The horror he invoked in society was magnified when it was revealed that he sometimes returned to his victims to commit necrophilia. These men, Lopez and Bundy, are stark reminders of the monstrous capabilities that can reside within a human being. They exploited trust, manipulated vulnerabilities, and left behind a trail of devastation and fear that still resonates today. The stories of these serial killers serve as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human mind, shaping history in its most gruesome form.